Welcome back to Dubsy Bricks for another episode of Building Mandalorian Lego. Last week I made a start on this top half of the building and put the walkway around the edges here. This week I want to start off by tiling this part off and also putting a barrier along the edge. Watched an episode of the Clone Wars and came up with this image here, which I'm going to use for the inspiration. And I'm going to put some 2x1 trans blue bricks all the way along the edge and then put a grey tile on the very top, and hopefully it's going to give it the right effect for that. So let's get the bricks out, get the tiles out and see how it comes out. And that's the walkway all tiled off with the barrier put along the edge on here. Now I'm not sure if 1 brick high is enough, and I have experimented down here by 2 bricks. And as you can see, it looks quite realistic with a minifigure, whereas if I bring the character down to this end here, it does look quite a low barrier. So I just need to decide whether or not to keep this at 1 brick or extend it to 2. I don't mind the fact there's extra lines in here, as in the source material there are loads of patterns within the glass anyway, so I think it just adds a little bit more to that rather than just being one plain piece of glass. Now the other thing I have done here is I've put tiles in between the studs here, so it's a stud, then 6 tiles, and then another stud. I didn't want to see too many studs through the trans blue bricks just there. I think it looks a lot tidier having it this way. Now on this back section just here, I think I'm going to go for a very similar design on there and actually have that as a courtyard area once again. So there'll be a tree on there, some seating and other bits and pieces like that. But one thing I'm going to concentrate on next is this section just here and see what we can do in regards to the window design. And there is the window all in place, and I ended up going for the same design as what I had on the bottom down here. I was going to go for something like this, however I found that this was a more fitting look for the top window. Now that I've done that, I'm carrying on building the walls all the way around here. But first of all, I want to just make some little mini builds to go along the side here, so I can integrate them into the wall as I go along. And here are 2 variants of the mini build that's going to be going on the side of the building. And I think I'm going to be going with this one just here. On the first one I did, it had a snot brick, and then in between each snot brick were the 2x1 trans blue bricks. Whereas on this one, the snot bricks have just got a plate in between each one, and then sticking out from the snot brick, I've used the trans blue bricks and then put a tile on the front of them. Whereas on this one, it's a dark bluish grey brick with a tile on the front. So yeah, I think I will go for this one. So I'm going to make 3 of these in total and then put them on the main building. And there are the 3 builds on the wall there. Need to get some inverted corner slopes to go on the edges. However, they are details that I can add further down the line. I don't need to do it right now, and it's not going to hold up doing the actual build itself now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove these 2 here, start building the wall along, integrate that one into it, and then carry on as I go along. And then once I've done all of that along there, they'll all be nice and firmly in place, and then I can carry on building up. And the building is almost up to the correct height. The support structure, that's all up there. But I've run out of light bluish grey bricks. I thought I had enough to get it all done. However, I am a few short, as you can see there. I've still got to do round the far side as well. So I'm going to need to get a few more boxes from the pick a brick wall, which is a shame. So I thought I calculated it enough, but it might be due to the fact I have used a fair few on the Gotham mock. And in typical Dubsy brick style, it's 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, and I've decided I want this window wider than it was. So this side here, that snapped off really easily. This one was a little bit harder, but it has come apart with, allowed me to keep that side all together there. Haven't had to affect any of the support structure there, which is all good. So I've now extended this platform here by 6 studs. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually build the doors in whilst I'm at it. So let's build it all back up, and I'll check back in once I've done so. And that's the brickwork all amended. I've used masonry bricks back to front all the way on the inside of there, which has freed up a load of the 3x1 light bluish grey bricks I had. And that's allowed me to get a lot more of this all done. So as you can see, I just got a small section at the back there to do, and then down the sides there. So I haven't got to get anywhere near as many of the light bluish grey bricks now, which is good. Next up is to redo the window section that goes in here. And I want to do it in a different style to what I had it previously. And there we have the revised window all in place, and a lot happier having it that size. I think the previous one was way too small. I'm wondering whether or not I should make it come out a little bit further, possibly by about 2 bricks. That is an option. And again, because it is a removable section, it wouldn't take too much to do so. And if I wanted to, I could possibly put some blue windows down the side, as I have done on that one as well. So that's just something I will consider. But for the time being, I'm just going to leave it as it is. I'm going to turn my attention back to the corridors here. This is a part that we did months ago, and also down here in this room where Captain Vaughn gets killed off, and I needed the macaroni pieces to go round the edges. I had those in quite a while ago from lego.com, so now I'm going to finally get around to putting them back in. It's a job I've been dreading doing in case they don't go in very easily, as it's not going to be possible to take the top part off here and amend the build basically. And that's the first 2 of the tunnels with the macaronis all in place and the floors put in there. And I have put a couple of the jumper plates on the floor so I can stand some minifigures in there. Now with this section just here, as you can see, all of the macaroni pieces are going all the way down. This will be fine once I put the floor in. But due to the fact I've got this arch on here, I couldn't put a snot brick on there, so I've got to somehow work out how I'm going to fill this gap in there. I think it's something I probably had a plan for initially, but I've totally forgot what it was. But we'll have a good think about it, and I'm sure there will be a way around it. And that's all of the corridors all tiled off now. There's several jumper plates on there, so I can put plenty of minifigures in there. And along this edge here, I'm just going to put some greebling of some description. And I'm just praying that the light in there does still work. And that's all of the tunnel entrances all finished off on the entire mock. Still got to do the centre part in here, need to find some tiles out for doing that, and I also still need to create the elevator shaft and also the very top of it up here as well. I need to get that part there just finished off. But yeah, really happy with how this is coming on. Next part I want to attend to is this building here. This is the floating building, and I want to start the platform that goes on the very bottom of it. I brought the tower here over to my workstation, and I'm going to be removing the plates off of the bottom of here. At the moment, it's a very sturdy structure. There's loads of plates in here, again, just to give it the extra strength. But what I want to do is put a Technic frame around the bottom in here and then plate over the Technic structure. Then what I'm going to do is bring some Technic beams coming down, which the lift shaft will be attached to, and then the actual platform itself will also be attached to the Technic structure. Hopefully that way there'll be enough strength to keep it all on there. At the moment, I don't think I could just build off the bottom here and it will take the weight that easily, so I don't want to risk it. Best thing is just do it this way from the word go. And that's the Technic structure all in place, and there's going to be plenty of strength in there to hold what I'm going to be building on that. So all I need to do now is build the elevator shaft going down, and once I've done that I can then start doing the platforms that go off to the side. And that structure has worked out really well. It's holding the entire weight of the building there, no problems at all. And what I'm going to be doing now is having the platforms coming out on each side. But what I'll do, I'll flip this back upside down again and then build the platform out of plates and bricks. So it's probably going to be 2 plates and 1 brick deep in total. And then once that's all been done, then I can tile off the very top of it. And if I want to put any railings on, I can do that as well. But yeah, really happy with how that's come out. There is a little bit of detail on that. I put some of the blue glass as I thought that was a little bit more in keeping with the source material. There are a lot of snot bricks on the build as well, so I can add a lot more details on there further down the line. And there is the platform at the bottom of the floating building in place, and really happy of how that's coming along. Can't wait to get it all tiled off and put some more details on all the snot bricks. The underside of it, with the grill bits on there and the slopes, I think really does finish it off nicely. But again, there's more snot bricks on the side of the build there, just so I can add those few more details onto it. But yeah, really happy with how much progress we got done this week. It was really nice going back to places like the tunnel and the chute just down here and finishing off the entrances. Just giving those little finishing touches has been so satisfying, as well as getting this part of the build done as well, with the walkway around the edge, changing that window structure. It's all been a very satisfying week doing this Mandalore build. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed the update. If you have, please remember to give us a big thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content on the channel. If you know anybody else you think would be interested in building Mandalore or building Gotham, if you could share the channel with them, it'd be much appreciated. Anyway, thanks for popping on by, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.